Good evening and welcome to Formula Pi Round 6 Session 1. We're back with the 5-way robot racing that we all know and love. And tonight we have 2 heats for you, or 4 that we're going to be running this week. And hopefully, bit of a funny feed then for a second, but it's alright now. And then that'll be another short break until March, I believe. But we're here, we're racing now. Good evening if you're listening to us or watching us live on YouTube. Spin view. I suppose we'll get on. There's no announcements to make, is there really? Nothing really much happening. I've completely ruined up my computer when I arrived. I've gone completely to the wrong folder now, so I've no idea where I am. Found everything now. Good. So first up tonight in Heat 1, we have. The spin view slowly cranks into life. On the outside lane, we have Swinders, who is back for his 5th season of Formula Pi now. He's currently 9th on the leaderboard with seconds all the way across the board in all of the heats he's done so far. Best lap time in testing was 16.84 seconds, so good luck Swinders tonight. Next up, we have current Formula Pi leaders. Is Pi Hard. They're in first position with a clean sweep of wins in each of their races they've been in so far. Best 31 laps in their race in the second. Second testing session got 16.47 seconds. Previous result is 4th. In the middle lane, we have Team Huet from Paris in France. They're currently sitting 15th on the leaderboard with a 2nd and a 4th, and they didn't make it into the. I haven't got any results for the previous round. I don't think they made it in. Average testing time is 19.29 seconds. In the 4th lane, we have the House Robots, which is running the standard code just so that it can move around the track, make up the numbers, so everybody has a 5-robot race. The standard code is what everybody gets given at the start of the season. And yeah, that's about all it is. And finally, on the outside lane, we have Sheldon's Nemesis, who's currently 17th on the leaderboard. They're from Boca Raton in the USA. They did a 3rd in round 3 with 19 laps. And are back tonight for more racing action. Tim has just run out of the room at high speed. Clearly something is afoot. Aaron is mooching. There's a robot missing off the lineup. I believe that's the house robot. Aaron's shaking his head. What's he done? Let's find out. Tim's just fiddling around with the robot there. Is there another house robot that's going to be put in place? He's handed over a robot. Maybe it was missing an SD card. Who knows? I'll find out from Tim when he comes back downstairs. But we're almost ready to go racing. What's occurring?
I did not put the right house robot colour.
You did not put the right house robot colour in? Ah. Well. Have you sorted that now?
We have, and will be 2 minutes for...
2 minutes from now. Okay. Well, talk amongst yourselves for a bit, I guess. You can hear Tim clattering around in the background with cards and lids and pliers.
It's there, it has been set up, we just need 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. Lovely. I wondered what you were fannying about with back there. Making sure everything's okay. So, exciting things to talk about today. New GPIO 0, which was very, very exciting. I've been helping / hindering progress over the last few months and helping out Ben and Dave and Andrew working on version 1.5 of GPIO 0. So that got launched today, so if you haven't, go and do a sudo apt-get update, upgradey, thingy-madoo, flopsy, and make sure you get your version. There's some really nice new buzzer libraries in there that we've been working on, so you can use tonal buzzers now with GPIO 0. The interface is really nice. I am biased because I helped a bit, but it's really lovely, so go and check that out. The shop as well last week seems to have launched well. Now been going a week, hasn't disappeared yet. It's awesome. Go and check it out if you're in Cambridge. Tim's giving me the sort of thumbs up claw hand thing. Are we good to go? Yes, we are. All right, let's set the robots off then. So we have House Robot, Swinders, Team Huet, Sheldon's Nemesis, and Pi Hard in this heat. Pi Hard and Swinders are the 2 to watch in this heat, who are the red light robot and the green light robot on our left-hand side as we look at the back of the lineup here. So green, red, green, and then the robots will be away. And they're off. all 4 robots away. Who gets into that corner first? That looks like that's Team Sheldon's Nemesis, I think, taking the lead there. I think that is the House Robot tangling up with Piehard, slowing them down a little bit. But that's left a clear track for them. Oh, great start from Sheldon's Nemesis there. House Robot. Who have we got here coming through first? So Sheldon's Nemesis, then House Robot, then Swinders, then Piehard, and then Team Huet. So the top 4 here looking quite close. Follow the leader a little bit here. Oh, Piehard making a move now around the inside of Swinders. Can they make it stick? Yes, they can. Piehard moving up a place there in front of Swinders. Great move. James has joined us in the chat. He's here to boo on his brother. So Sheldon's Nemesis, brother robot, is Sheldon's Fury, who will be racing tomorrow night in Heat 3. But this is looking fairly tasty for Sheldon's Nemesis here. Piehard are making... Oh, they were just blocked there by Team Huet getting through on the inside, and the House Robot has now got caught up with Team Huet, but that's let Piehard through into second place. Piehard now climbing. Are they going to be able to do the inside here on the S's? Can they get through here? Yes, they can with a slight wide line. Rubbing tyres with Sheldon's Nemesis as they come through, but Piehard they're making really aggressive moves from 4th to 1st in 3 laps. Impressive stuff from Piehard. Now, here, if they can keep this going, just narrowly avoiding their Team Huet, upside down, causing trouble. If they can keep this up and keep this lap pace up, somebody nearly getting nudged into the barriers there. Who's that stuck on the barrier? Is that the House Robot? I think it might be. Swinders now, we come round for another lap. Lost track of Swinders. No, there's Swinders, red light there, just coming through the start-finish line now. With House Robot that's beached there, Team Huet upside down, causing all kinds of mayhem. Piehard, though, looking really good on this inside line. It's been very neat and tidy for them. Nice bit of avoidance there around Team Huet. Lovely, and a bit of straight line coming into that corner. Oh, this is looking really tasty here for Piehard. Hopefully they can make this stick. Sheldon's Nemesis now half a lap adrift. I lost sight of them. I think they're just coming across the line here. They just got caught up behind Team Huet. Slowing down a little bit with Team Huet there. Swinders keeping the pace as well. This is a good little race here. Oh, great avoidance from Piehard there. Wonderful manoeuvring around Team Huet as they were beached on the barriers. Wow, that was really nice. Lovely moves there. So this is going to be tight for second place between Sheldon and Swinders. If Piehard keep up this pace, I don't think anyone's going to catch them. This is very impressive stuff. I'm just checking back through my results here to check out who has the current most lap record so far this season. We've only had 1 race round so far this season, and it looks like the most laps were got by Piehard. So their previous record was 31. Can they do better? They've just got tangled up on Team Huet, I think, there. Can they free themselves? Yes, they can. Now wheel to wheel with Huet, who are causing all kinds of trouble, but it looks like they'll probably lose them here. Yep. Now Huet is the right way up, so hopefully we'll keep that away. That is the House Robot beached on the wall, so we don't really care about that. But everyone else we do. Sheldon Nemesis has had a bit of a chance here to catch up with Piehard as they got caught on Huet, but this is quite a tasty little fight here. So that looks like Team Huet and Sheldon Nemesis side by side there as they come across the line. So Piehard need to get maybe another 20 laps to beat their record. It's doable if we can see them at 15, 16 laps at the halfway point. Definitely on the cards if they can keep themselves nice and clean and tidy as they go around these laps. Definitely taking the inside line. It's looking really wonderful here for Piehard. This will really extend their lead at the top of the leaderboard. So halfway mark rapidly approaching. Piehard, are they going to get the 16 or so laps they need to beat their last record? Good evening, Swinders. Just joined us. Looking good for you here so far in this heat. Currently 3rd, but not by much. You could easily catch up Sheldon's Nemesis here, I think. Maybe about half a lap between you, maybe. So Piehard now coming across the line almost for their 16th lap, which means if they can keep up this pace, they will be beating their lap record that they set so far. There is some absolutely astonishing avoidance going on here as well. Dodging around Team Huet beautifully within the first few laps. Great performance. I can see Ryan's in the chat as well. Good evening from Pie Hard. Lovely. You're doing really well tonight so far. Keep it up. Not really that there's much we can do. I mean, it's in the laps of the autonomous racing gods now, right? I mean, we just have to sit and watch. But you are doing really well. It's looking good for you here. We'll definitely extend your lap count and your lead at the top of the leaderboard here with 10 points if you can keep it up. Swinders and Sheldon's Nemesis still battling it out, about half a lap between them. And Team Huet now coming back at a pace. I think upside down was bad for them, but it looks like the right way up is good. So I think everyone here is going to get a good lap count out of this race. The house robot is stuck completely with nothing to do. Whoa. Pie Hard showing their elbows there as they came across on Team Huet on that lap there. Just getting another lap on Swinders as well there, Pie Hard. But Swinders sticking to the outside lanes. Appears to be working well tonight. There's nobody really out there. Everyone's just minding their own business. Keep the outside lanes. Oh, Team Huet have joined them now in the outside red segments there. Will Swinders come across? Maybe. Oh, Pie Hard have had a bit of a wobble here. Hang on. Oh. Oh, wonder what that was. Little wobble there as they came into the apex of that corner, but they've managed to pick themselves up again and get going again. That is gonna possibly affect their main lap count. I'm not sure how long they were stuck there for. Oh, but seeing Team Huet and suddenly jamming on the anchors has slowed them down a bit, but really, whoa, glancing the apex there. They're making absolutely light work of that corner and just rubbing the barrier. Lovely work here from Pie Hard. That'll definitely help. Ooh, too close to the house robot. Ooh, so close there. Could have helped the house robot out, but chose not to. So I think this is going to be tight for their 31 lap record. Wonder if they can crack it tonight. So most we've had is 31, set by them in the previous race heat. We've had, I think, maximum in the challenges was set by Pico Husbandborg. That's 9 laps, and they got close to that in their previous challenge with 7 laps. So this is looking like this could be another good night for Pie Hard. Sheldon's Nemesis still keeping up the pressure. 2 laps down, and so Swinders, not that far adrift from Sheldon's Nemesis. Team Huet have managed to get back in the game here again. They're looking really good. Just following Pie Hard there. Maybe getting some tips on lines. Thinking about how to improve their code maybe. Pie Hard really glancing that house robot. It's making me quite nervous as they come back down the straight. Swinders keeping to the outside is clearly paying off. There is absolutely nobody bothering them out there, and they are quite happy just putting in the laps. And I think that is Team Huet that's just on their inside. Swinders on the outside. Who am I looking for? Sheldon Nemesis here I'm looking for. So that appears to be the white light robot. I think that's this one here, just going underneath our nose here, that's in front of Pie Hard. So how much distance between them and Swinders? Not that much. Not that much. So 1 minute 50 to go, 27 laps. So 4 to break the record. We'd do an average of, for them, 17 seconds a lap, 17.25 seconds. So doable, I'd say, here. I think we can get 4 laps in, maybe even squeezing a 5th. So that would break their best lap record for racing this season. Great performance from Pie Hard. And their avoidance has been absolutely stunning as well. Very, very good. Really clear efforts to avoid robots as they come into the apex corners and stuff. Very, very good. So they only need to get 2 more laps in a minute and they'll do that. Oh, she says! Oh, they got stuck on the wall. Oh, turned in a little bit too early. Oh, dearie me. Maybe I shouldn't be calling this one so soon. There's Swinders on the outside. Good lap count, 25. That's a really good lap score as well. So Pie Hard here, across the line, 1 more lap, job done. And they've managed to, here we go, around Swinders on the inside. Lovely bit of manoeuvring there around the inside again. Steering away from that house robot. Oh, but the outside line! Coming across wide before swooping in. Wow, that was a new line. I've seen all sorts of lines from Pie Hard, mostly going from the apex. Swinders sticking to the outside wisely, keeping out of trouble. It's done them well. So here comes Pie Hard in for their 32nd lap, thus beating their current lap record that they hold. Well done, Pie Hard. Maybe even, judging by their average lap time, they might even make this 33. Let's see if they can. It'll have to be a clean lap. It's going to be outside now. Ooh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Can they get across the line before the timer goes down? No. Ugh, so close. So, great little heat there. Really lovely racing from everyone. Good job. House Robot getting beached early days. That is five place? Fifth place for the House Robot with 2 laps. In 4th place is Team Huet with 25 laps. Really good from them, despite the shaky start upside down and causing lots of trouble. 3rd place for Swinders with 27 laps. Really consistent there. Great laps, sticking to the outside, keeping out of trouble. Sheldon's Nemesis really keeping up pace and really pushing everyone hard with 29 laps in 2nd place. And in 1st place with an impressive 32 laps, it is Team Piehard, keeping their clean sheet for this season so far. So very well done. I will slowly update my spreadsheet. And we will continue. Good little heat, that. Lovely. Very nice. So we've got more heat for you tonight before we run away and come back tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Because that's obviously exactly how I want to be spending my Valentine's Day. Isn't it with you, Tim? Yes, he says that's exactly how he wants to be spending his day too. He says I'll be happy tomorrow, but I don't know why I'll be happy tomorrow. He's hoping. So that has meant that Pico Hockenborg are now at the top of the leaderboard provisionally with 50 points and 76 laps. That's a huge total so far. Saying we only count laps from 4 out of the 6 rounds we've done so far, that's pretty impressive. So well done, Piehard. Good stuff. I was about to sneeze. I couldn't stop that. Oh, I was going to try and stop it and then I couldn't. Sorry, everyone. Bless me. Right. So, as I say every week, and you will get bored of me saying it, we would not be here without the lovely help of the people who backed the original Kickstarter we did about 2.5 years ago, but also we wouldn't be here without help from lovely sponsors who help us out with extra monies to buy equipment and stuffs. Team Lamillo that we just saw, or we'll be seeing tomorrow. No, next. Oh god, I'm lost. DevOps, amazing stuff. Go and check them out. If you want some DevOps stuff for high security operations, then go and check them out. IQ Audio, who will also be racing later on in this heat. We will go and check out their audio DACs and hats and amps and stuff. They're beautiful. Hardware hacking community, Electromaker.io, home of Piehard and Chitty Chitty Pie Pie. Go and check out all of their lovely blogs and makery bits and pieces. There's some great stuff on the Pine and the Udo I've seen this week that look really good. Mod My Pi. Everything you might need for the Raspberry Pi and more. Go and check out their shop and buy some lovely shiny things for yourself. Treat yourself, you're worth it. And finally, POSIX, indoor GPS positioning systems for the Raspberry Pi and Arduino, and they're used on our more complicated robots, which we are slowly still working on despite everything happening and exploding all at once. If you want to sponsor Formula Pi, please get in touch with us, info@formulapi.com, and we will get back in touch with you when we can. Everything's a bit hectic here at the moment because, as I said, GPIO 0 was out today, so that took up quite a lot of my time. And also, we have had... we're preparing for Pi Wars. Mike, I owe you 2 adverts and I can't apologise enough. They are coming, I promise. I promise. They are on their way. Also, we are building an extra bit of the yet-to-be-revealed course for Pi Wars. Tim and Finley have been absolutely beavering away at this thing, and it's beautiful. It's a thing of majesty. Mainly Finley. Okay, I've not been in his seat, but I heard you both talking about it. You've been twiddling your thumbs. Finley's been working hard on it. So fingers crossed, you will absolutely love it when you see it at Pi Wars. Also, that's another shout out. Go and get your tickets for Pi Wars if you'd like to come and watch, or you'd like to volunteer. Mike and Tim are lovely people, as everybody knows in the Raspberry Pi community, and they need volunteers to help out on the day. Not this Tim. There are more Tims in the world. This Tim I am talking about is Geeky Tim on Twitter, Tim Richardson. They need volunteers. Please help out. If you've got some time, or you're coming along and you've got a spare time that you can go and help and judge, or you can be a gopher or whatever, just put your name down, help out. We'll be there helping on the day under various guises, so come and join us. It's a lot of fun. If you're not into that and you just want to come and watch some robots, then get volunteer tickets and help support the event, and we'd love to see you there. Okay, enough about Pi Wars. Spin View. Right. Did I save that in time? No, I didn't. Damn it. We'll start that again. The second heat tonight. Tried to save it as it was loading and I wasn't quick enough. The second heat, we have, as I mentioned but a moment ago, it is IQ Audio on the outside lane. This is their 4th Formula Pi season with us now, and we're so happy to have them on board. Their audio hats are amazing, so go and check them out. They're currently on 21st position, joint 21st, with the 2nd and 4th, so hopefully they can improve on that tonight. Next up, we have another team who've had a really, really good season so far with a clean set of firsts. That is Think Robot Team from Villeneuve-d'Ascq in France. They're currently sitting 3rd on the leaderboard, with a 17.67 best lap in testing, but looking forward to seeing more from them tonight. In the centre lane with the blue light robot, we have Team Muon in their first season of Formula Pi, 8th on the leaderboard, with a 1st and a 4th, with 25 laps in their race, which means that they did pretty well, so one to watch here tonight with Team Muon. Next up, previous 2nd place robot is Wacky Racer from Saint-Herblain in France. This is their 3rd Formula Pi season now. They are currently sitting 18th on the leaderboard, joint 18th, after having a bit of a difficult start to the season, but hopefully tonight they will be able to pick up some points here. And finally, in 4th place in our current leaderboard, as I mentioned but a moment ago, it is Team Lamillo. They have had another whole load of firsts so far this season, with a 17.92 best lap in testing, so fingers crossed Team Lamillo can get some good points out of this. I've got a feeling this could be a tasty little heat, because you've got robots here who've had firsts, and robots here who've got previous form for being good. And I believe this could be a good little heat. Not going to curse it already. Yes, please, send them away.
Okay, start lighting.
So left to right there, red light IQ Audio, green light Think Robot Team, blue light Team Muon, yellow light Wacky Racer, and white light Team Lamillo. And they're off, all 5 robots away, but that looks like Think Robot Team having a bit of a spin on the start line before they set off. Maybe that is a diversionary tactic to let everybody else crash, and they just swoop through, just as they have done. IQ Audio now giving a chase, but taking the lead early doors, it's Team Muon getting away cleanly to start off with. So, who is that that's spinning and stuck at the end of the racetrack that I can see? We'll know as soon as these 4 robots are coming across the line. It's Lamillo, stuck and spinning. That's not good for the team that have had a clean set of wins so far this season. Team Muon here in 1st place, leading the race early on. This would be good for them, pick up some really good points. I think Robot Team now stopped at the end of the 1st straight. They just went straight on. We will investigate that if that robot does not get started again, and see what may or may not have caused that. But the robots seem to have paired up very nicely, working in pairs to get around the track. Oh, Team Muon making a really good start here. This is brilliant. Like I said previously, for them, 25 laps in their previous race, so that's a win. That's a good win. In most other races, or IQ Audio, they're getting a bit caught off guard by the team. I think that was Think Robotics, actually. Yes, it was. Giving them a bit of a diversionary shove. Drawing the jumper down, it's getting cold again. Very cold in this office at the moment. Even his bobble hat. I would have a hat on, did I not have headphones on? Team Muon now, everyone's on 5 laps. It's very, very tight here. 6 laps for Team Muon just coming across the line. This is going to be a very, very tight race. If Team Muon can keep this going at this pace, then they should have a win under their belt. Like we said, about 16 laps at the 5-minute mark is enough to break the current series lap record. Their lines are not as tight as previous Pi Hard team. Their lines are slightly wider. That looks quite tight though. That last one, I'll take it back. That was tight. This is looking good. Yeah. We're going to have a bit of a battle here with Think Robot Team, just taking the inside line there, the green light underneath their robot. This will be good for both these teams. If Think Robot can get past Wacky Racer here, it's the battle of the French teams in this heat tonight. If they can get past Wacky Racer here, that will be good for them. What side of Wacky Racer? Can I see them? Oh, they've just gone out of the S's. Oh, there's Wacky Racer, there they are. Just gliding past. So they're keeping up with Muon, keeping a good pace, and this is a return to form for them. It's exactly what we saw previously. After having 2 races where they didn't get off the line, didn't get any laps in, it's good to see Wacky Racer back out in the thick of it. IQ Audio slowed down slightly here. Oh, they've bashed into the back of Lamillo. completely missed that. I was watching all the other robots gliding by. IQ Audio there just smashed into the back of the parked Lamillo robot there on the outside. That won't do much good for any of them. Let's sort out Spendy before I forget again. Team Muon still cruising around, 12 laps on the board there. Laps now. Oh, just slowly ticking up. Now our audio stopped. He must have got stuck because he's not moved up any laps. But now Wacky Racer seem to be stuck on the heels of the Think Robot team, trying to lap them. Can they get a lap up on them? That's the question. Or another lap, sorry. They've already lapped them once. Can they get around here? It's looking like they're just following and matching their lines. Can they nip to the inside? Yep, a little bit of slow down there. Muon now getting good pace. Oh, slow down there from Think Robot team, allowing Wacky Racer to come through, and also Team Muon as well, leaving the door open for both those robots. Now Muon going to the outside lane, trying to get a bit of a wide angle. I've lost sight of all the robots now. Oh, there they are. Tim just gave me a blank track for a little bit then, just have a bit of a rest. Thank you. You're watching them so closely, aren't you? Tim's just into it. He's watching them so hard. With Muon now past the Think Robot team, past Wacky Racer, so that's put another lap ahead. 17 laps here at the halfway mark for Team Muon. This could be another high lapper. This could be 17 laps or 34 laps are we looking at here? So that would just break the record again. So 2 record-breaking heats tonight so far. Good stuff for Team Muon. That will do their Formula Pi campaign much good. Much good. Fantastic English. Four and a half minutes now left on the clock. Think Robotics team in third place with 16 laps. Wacky Racer with 18 in second. Team Muon with first with 19 laps. Looking like they've got it here, but Wacky Racer are closing, possibly. That looked quite close then. Their lines are definitely more on the inside lines, but they are still a lap adrift. If they can unlap themselves and get back round. Laps here. Anything interesting, Tim, to add to this? Quite a quiet race. Everyone's just cracking on. Yeah. Everyone's just getting on, putting the laps in. Everyone's sort of favouring a midline, I'd say, but it's looking nice for Team Muon here. Can they get past the 32 laps we just saw set by Pi-Hard? That is the question. Real shame for Team Lamillo. It would be interesting to see what happened to that robot. I think we'll probably investigate that one, because it did go straight on at quite a pace. I'll have to double check to make sure that was software. We'll let you know tomorrow night. Oh, also, I think Pico wanted an update on the scoring system for the races, and I'm sorry I had forgot to do it. I did discuss with Aaron and Tim going to maximum laps for the third divider, because average laps is the same as laps counted, obviously. I think in the heat of trying to think about all these things, we just completely overlooked that fact. I know it's really obvious, but so I'm going to discuss that again with Tim and Aaron tonight, and we'll put it in the round in the rules for round 7. Are we all happy with that? Okay, Tim's just updating me. We are all happy with that. It will go in the rules. We'll use maximum laps recorded in a race. So, for example, Pi-Hard got 32 laps in their previous race. If they were tied for first, we would use that 32 laps as the third breaker in the system. And we will do that because we are seeing quite a tight number of robots in the middle of the leaderboard. I also have another thing to discuss with Tim and Aaron about the rules, which I will discuss with them when we're off air and let you know what the result of that is. Because there's another thing I've thought of that we haven't accounted for. Yes, it's something that's never happened before, but I can see it happening this season, so I think we need to discuss it. Yes. 28 laps now for Team Muon. It's been nice and quiet this race. Not a lot really to comment on other than everybody's driving really well. So, Team Muon still leading this, 28 laps. Can they get another 4 laps in? They seem to have slowed their pace down here somewhat. It seems to be sticking to the outside lane a little bit. However, I think they might crack Piehard's record here, possibly. He just edged off the pace just a little bit. Wacky Racer is looking good for second place. I think Robotics is probably not going to get 2 laps back unless Wacky Racer had a bit of a crash. So this will flip things round a bit. It will stop Lamillo's clean sweep of rounds. It will stop Think Robot's clean sweep of rounds at this point. And that will mean it will be Team Muon's second win of this season. It'll be great for them. Good team from Kingston upon Thames. Group of 6 formers. Wish I could have done this in 6th form. I had to make a database in Access in 6th form. I did not get to play with cool robots. So last 30 seconds here. Team Muon coming in to equal Piehard's record that we just saw in the previous heat. Can they get another lap in before the timer goes down? I think they probably can, saving for any major incidents here. So there they go for their 33 laps there. Now the new Formula Pi race lap record so far for this season. Really good performance from Team Muon here, solid run. Just creeping, can he get 34 in here? Ooh, skin tight, no. But a great little heat there again. We've been treated to 2 really lovely races tonight. So in last place, Team Lamillo, who parked up on the barriers early doors and didn't manage to get off with 0 laps. In 4th place, IQ Audio with 5 laps, who've now freed themselves and they're off. Returning to Aaron. I believe they're going back to their leader. There they go. In 4th place there, IQ Audio with 5 laps. In 3rd place with 29 laps, a good performance from Think Robot team. In 2nd place, Wacky Racer with 32 laps, and taking the win, that is Team Muon with a really good and now Formula Pi Winter 2018 race record of 33 laps. Congrats, Team Muon. Great performance. Tim, anything else to add?
Sky is blue.
The sky is blue. That is all. We will see you tomorrow night at the same time in the same place because we're probably not going to go home between now and then. Yeah, we will, I think, probably. I've got dinner on. Have a good evening, everyone. Have a lovely Wednesday. You're loitering. Have you got anything to say?
No, I don't.
No? You're just loitering with intent. Have a good evening, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow for the Valentine's Day edition that we're doing nothing special. It just happens to coincide with the same day.
I've got your great card.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a great card coming and a good present, apparently, which is great stuff. I'm looking forward to it, even if you're not. So have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.